Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my new car. So if you guys want to see my new car, keep on watching. First, let me give a shout out to my very much appreciated Patreon members. I'm so grateful for my community over there. And if you guys want to get to know me on a more intimate level, definitely check out my Patreon. You won't be disappointed. Also guys, I have a P.O. box now. So if you want to send me anything like letters or gifts, who knows? If you want to send me anything, definitely do it because I finally have a P.O. box and I don't know why I waited so long to get one, but I will attach my address for that P.O. box down in the description if you guys are interested in sending me something. I know a lot of other YouTubers do this and I thought, why not give it a try myself and see what happens? So let's see what happens with this P.O. box. Also, if you guys didn't know, my birthday is this month on the 14th and there is so much planned for this month. I'm launching my website on my birthday, and that's a huge responsibility and project that I'm working on right now, but I will be selling tons of artwork and handmade candles made by yours truly. So definitely stay tuned for that, guys. I'll be making a YouTube video, a launch video, everything, all of that jazz. So stay tuned for all that. I just want to say that I am so grateful for the things that I've gone through in my life that have gotten me to this point. I know my previous video was very heavy, very emotional. A lot of you reached out to me and expressed your concern for me or your support for me after watching that video, and I want to thank all of you for that because it really hit my heart and it just means a lot to me that my story helps you guys out. Now, I want to say that going through all of that definitely has built my character and has made me tougher and given me a thicker skin. I'm still working on making my skin more thick, but this past weekend was amazing. I was not expecting to buy a car at all, like at all. I just wanted to see if I was still into Range Rovers, which I am, but spoiler alert, I did not get a Range Rover. So I was very surprised with how much this dealership wanted to offer me for my old car. And if you guys didn't know, I used to drive a 2007 Honda Civic EX 5-speed, and I had that car for 7 years since I was a senior in high school. I drove from Maryland to Arizona, and then Arizona to Maryland. I drove to California, Utah. That car's been all over, and I do have to say that it's been a great car for me, but I got to the point where I physically outgrew the car. It was getting really difficult for me to get in and out of the car. It was really uncomfortable for me to drive long distances or anything more than just going to get groceries. I just was always dreading having to do it because of my car. But I was still really grateful at the time that I even had a car. And I did own that car. I had the title and everything. And I just thought, let's just see how long I can make this last, because I guess I'm saving money, right, by having this car. And that's true, I was saving money, but I was also taking away from my dignity in a way because I felt a little embarrassed in that car. Looking back now, it's a great car, but it's kind of a girl's car. I'll flash a picture here so you guys can see what it looked like. I tried to make it my own, and I just think that it was time for me to get something new, something grown up and more practical for my lifestyle now. So some of the things that I had in mind were SUV. I knew I wanted an SUV. I wanted it to be nice and have an automatic transmission. And I also wanted it to have enough room for lucky or furniture or like big objects that I would purchase like at IKEA and stuff like that, because I just remember having to stuff my car to the brim with the smallest things, because I would go to IKEA and I would buy this furniture and then somehow I would fit it all in my trunk. Sometimes I'd leave the trunk open, but those are the things that I've gone through to appreciate having a nice, bigger vehicle. I'm so grateful that I worked my butt off to get this vehicle. Because if I didn't and it was just gifted to me, I really don't think I would appreciate it in the same way that I do now. So some of the main reasons I decided to finance a new vehicle is, one, to build my credit. I want to prepare myself to buy a home. I tell you guys all the time that I'm gonna buy my first home before 30, and it's gonna happen. You guys are gonna see it. But it's very important that you have a car loan or a major loan on your credit report when you're preparing to buy your first home. So this is a check on that box, and I'm really happy that everything happened in the way that it did, because I was there for 6 hours at the dealership, but my salesman, all the employees at the dealership were extremely friendly. It was very pleasant. He gave me pizza. I mean, he didn't have to do that. It was just a really great experience. I learned a lot about the process of financing and, being accepted for certain financing, all of that jazz. It was very informative. So I wanted to build my credit. I also wanted to feel more confident and safe on the streets. Out here in Arizona, guys, it's like NASCAR on the freeways. Somebody will fly by you going 20, 25 above the speed limit. And it's crazy. Sometimes there will be cops on the road and they won't even stop them. But I've accepted the fact that that's just how it is out here. And I'm just feeling a lot more safe in my truck. You guys will hear me say truck, SUV, back and forth. I'm still going back and forth on them, but it feels like a truck when I drive it, so that slips off my tongue sometimes. So the main thing that persuaded me to sign on the dotted line and go home with this new car was the fact that they offered me $3,500 for my 2007 Honda Civic with a manual transmission and 140,000 miles on it. Guys, $3,500. I have never seen an offer that big. The last offer I got for it was in December, and they offered me just barely $2,000. So honestly, that's what I was expecting when I told him that I wanted to trade my car in. And when he came back with $3,500, I just felt like, okay, I can't pass this up. I can't. Because I didn't want to go through the hassle of selling it on Craigslist and meeting sketchy people and all of that. Because I've done that before when I was living in Maryland. I didn't want to go through that. I knew I could have potentially got more money going that route, but I just didn't want to. I wanted it hassle-free, stress-free, and just easy. So without any further ado, let's get into this car tour. I am a little bit of an amateur when it comes to car tours, but depending on how this turns out, I might do another one in the future that goes more in depth with the features and how it fits into my lifestyle. So let's get right into this car tour. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hey guys, I'm in my new truck, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a car tour. Now this past weekend, I was not expecting to buy a new car, but that's what happened, and I'm really excited to show you guys what I got. I talked about this a little bit on my Patreon, but in today's video, I'm gonna be doing an in-depth car tour. So I was gonna do it here at this park, but there's just like a lot of people around, and there's a cop training facility right next to it, and they're out there right now squealing tires and stuff. So now we're gonna head to the dog park, and hopefully it's a little bit more quiet over there, but I wanna try to get a really good video. And there's a creeper over here that keeps following me wherever I go in this park, so it's time to go. But yeah, guys, I'm just I'm just really excited. I feel so much more comfortable in this thing. I feel like I actually belong in this. I feel like I look like I belong in a truck like this. And I say truck lightly only because that's what my friend calls it, and it's very high, it's very powerful, and it can tow, it has four-wheel drive. It's got a really nice set of features. So let's go over here to the, you know what? Actually, that person just left. So let's go over to this park, this other side of the park again, and see if we can film. Because I brought my tripod. Let me turn the AC down. I hope that wasn't too loud. But I brought my tripod and my DSLR camera. So we're gonna try to get some good footage. Some good footage. But yeah, guys, I feel like amazing. I feel proud of myself. And I'm just feeling really grateful for the work that I put in and the community that I've created. Because without you guys, I couldn't have done this. Honestly, I couldn't have left the industry. You know, I'm really grateful for you guys, and I don't ever know how I could repay you, but here, I got a good spot right here. And yeah, let's do a tour. I don't want him to jump out, but look, there's plenty of room for him. I have my cover there, right there for him, so he doesn't get hair everywhere. These have really nice leather seats, and it's good leather too. It's not the cheap plastic stuff. But yeah guys, these seats back here are also heated. And then here is a view of the front. As you guys can see, I have a panoramic sunroof, which is an awesome feature to have. But here's what the back looks like. I have some junk in here that I need to toss out. Like my ice scraper that I'll never have to use here. Actually, I have used this when I stayed up in Flagstaff once, and I woke up the next morning and my car was covered in ice. I have a full-size spare tire on rim. So here's what the passenger side looks like. I have the entertainment system right there. This thing is just loaded with features, guys. I got the fully loaded version, so everything that this could have, it has. All the upgrades and everything. It's got the sport mode, eco, auto start stop switch. Alright guys, so what do you say we take it for a ride, and I'll show you guys how it sounds and some other cool stuff about it. I also want to talk about why I decided to get a car now. Let's go. Please sit down. Sit. Sit. I talk to him like a human because in my mind it makes him smarter and it makes him understand human behavior better. So I talk to him like he's my son. Gosh, he got drool everywhere. Sit. 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 Can I just say that it feels amazing to have automatic climate control? It's so nice. And I know it's been around for decades, but guys, my Honda Civic that I had for 7 years, it was the most basic car. It did not have navigation, good sound system. It didn't have any of that. It had weak AC. So this weekend, I wanted to go test drive a Range Rover. I just wanted to see if I was still into them, if I still had love for them, if it's something I still really wanted to work for. So I test drove a 2016 Range Rover Supercharged. It was 5-liter V8. I didn't need any of that. You know, it was a lot of power. It was a lot of show-offy, pretentious, kind of just not my vibe. But I really loved driving it. It was amazing. So I ended up, you know, applying for the car, if you will. And I've discovered after crunching some numbers that it was gonna be really expensive if I wanted to have that car. It's gonna be about $850 a month for the car payment. So, as much as I think I can afford that and I wouldn't have a problem affording that, I'm just so grateful that things happened in the way that they did, because I could not imagine spending that much money each month on a vehicle. I got a really good rate on this vehicle and I was immediately approved for financing, and that just made me feel very confident and like I was making the right decision with this one. So after I told him I wasn't going to be interested in the Range Rover, I said, what about that Jeep Grand Cherokee? I keep wanting to say Wrangler, but what about that Grand Cherokee out there? There was nothing that really stuck out to me about this thing, because I just did a once over and just nothing really stuck out to me about it. I was just like, oh, okay, there's tons of those on the road. And I just really wasn't super excited about it until I took it for a test drive. And after I took it for a test drive, I was sold. That's all it took. Of course, I did my little inspection of the vehicle just to make sure it didn't have rust or anything crazy like that. And guys, I have to say, this car drives the exact same way that the Range Rover Sports do. And it has more features as well. I'm so used to my little 4-cylinder that thing just sounds like music to my ears. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. I'm very proud of myself. I'm feeling very happy, and I'm ready to keep achieving my goals and getting nice things for myself. What is this guy doing? I'm just really nervous that someone's gonna hit me. Like, that would suck so bad. But I'm also really grateful that I have my garage now. I think I already talked about this, but I do have a garage now that I'm renting at my apartment, and it's just so much nicer. It's so much nicer than what I was doing before, just leaving my car outside to bake in the sun and everything. So, all right, well, I'm gonna run in here to the store, and I might touch base in a little bit, but look forward to these guys, because there's gonna be more car vlogs in the future. All right, ciao. All right, guys, well, what did you think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.